Thank you, Gary. Yeah, and thank you to the people in that stream as well. So in the retrofitting stream, we were focused on the key question of what would be the best ways of encouraging or requiring people to retrofit their homes, properties, or business premises to reduce carbon emissions. Before we hear back from members on those resolutions and conditions, we're going to hear a bit of a recap of the evidence that members in the retrofitting stream heard from Alastair Mumford, who's a corporate energy manager at Devon County Council. So I will let Alastair give you a quick recap of that evidence so that you know a bit of context in which members in the retrofitting stream are reaching those conclusions. So, Alastair.
Great. Hi there. Can you hear me, Dom?
We're a little bit quiet, so maybe slightly, but...
Okay. All right, I'll just share my screen. Okay, so the slides should be up there then. So yeah, a bit of a summary of the evidence.
You're
then.
still very quiet, Alastair, so I don't know if you just need to...
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, even that, even just a little bit closer or a little bit louder.
It's usually not a problem of mine to be quiet, so this is let's take off the books. Right, so first of all, just talking about the scale of the problem then. So we got 540,000 dwellings in Devon, 52,000 commercial premises. Emissions from buildings are responsible for 41% of Devon's total carbon footprint, and 2/3 of those emissions are from fossil fuel for heating and hot water. In terms of the sort of realities of and costs of retrofitting, you know, we can't get to net zero from changing behaviour alone. Behaviour change is important, but we're going to need to change buildings as well. The complete retrofit costs about £35,000 per house, but can cost a lot more depending on the detail of that building. And for 2050, we need to be installing 50 heat pumps a day, spending £250 million each year. So considerable amount of work. In terms of the motivations and challenges to take action, you know, the benefits can include lower bills, more comfort, from a better performing house, and also better health as well. But there are challenges, you know, long payback periods, you know, the financial savings rarely repay the costs very quickly. We also need new approaches. We've got things like Energy Sprong, which I'm pretty sure you've heard about through these sessions, and also green mortgages, which is, you know, mortgages in relation to certain types of works or certain improvements in the properties. But disruption as well is a big challenge. The measures can be messy and really disruptive to a building, you know, internal wall insulation, floor insulation, and ripping up of floors to access things. It's going to have substantial impact on people's homes or offices. In terms of the help available, you know, we have got help for vulnerable people. We've got the energy company obligation, which has been running for a number of years. We've got warm-up grants. There's also grants coming through community energy groups through their community funds. We've got the Green Homes Grant, which seems now we're becoming the Sustainable Warmth. So there's the government initiative, it was voucher scheme, and then it's gone into more work towards the fuel poor. That seemed, well, we've definitely got another year of that, who knows. And then we've got Lendology, which is working with district councils to provide low interest loans for home improvement, and those home improvements can be energy efficiency or low carbon related. And there is help for people in the able to pay market as well, you know, say green mortgages, personal loans, and we do believe that the Clean Heat grant from government is on its way. But a lot of these aren't really tackling the whole house retrofit, which is obviously a key part. So in Devon, we can demonstrate, encourage, and require. You know, we can demonstrate through large organisations taking a lead, and we could require through planning conditions, and we could encourage maybe through council tax, building improvement loans, buying collectives, and the all-important advice, guidance, and support. And then in terms of national government, you know, their role there, you've got the require again, so they could be looking to have minimum energy performance certificate standards at the point of sale or rent of a property. We could see an update to building regulations to drive changes. And then encouraging, so incentivizing measures, whether that be reducing or removing VAT on measures, on equipment and materials and that kind of thing, or maybe through incentives towards generation of heat or low carbon heat and low carbon electricity. So that could be through payments, and we've seen some schemes like that in the past. Yes, so that's that. And in terms of driving innovation as well, so could the government be doing more to help companies come up with new ways of delivering whole house retrofit or certain measures, you know, those technological changes and also the business model changes as well. So that's my few slides, if that's okay.
Great, thank you very much, Alastair. So hopefully that gave you a sense of the evidence that members heard in the retrofitting stream